Nathan Zegura here at Cleveland Browns Stadium, where the Browns have won the 100th Battle of Ohio 24-3 over the Cincinnati Bengals, making an emphatic statement in Week 1 of the 2023 season. So how did we get there today? Well, the short answer is defense. The Browns defense was dominant today. It started on the opening possession when Obo Okoronkwo got his first sack as a member of the Cleveland Browns, and they would not let up. Since Joe Burrow joined the Bengals in 2020, they had never opened a game with 5 consecutive punts. Well, they would open today's game with 6 consecutive punts. The Browns defense was everywhere. They got off the field every single time and really shut down this offense of the Cincinnati Bengals in spectacular fashion. When you think about this game, you think about the Browns on the defense, getting pressure on Joe Burrow. The rain was falling. It was tough to throw the ball. Ask our guy Deshaun Watson. But the Browns dominate. Joe Burrow, under 50% completions, about 80 yards passing, 2.6 yards per attempt. Jamar Chase didn't even have 40 yards receiving. Tyler Boyd had 10, and T. Higgins was targeted 8 times and would have 0 receptions on the day. The defense was superior in every way, shape, and form. You wanted to see what Jim Schwartz would bring? Well, you saw it, and let me tell you something. I liked what I saw. Delpit flying around, the linebackers flying around, that defensive line lining up all over the place. Miles standing up over the center, creating havoc. They were spectacular. Now, the Browns offense, they obviously did their part as well. But I'll tell you what, special teams, Dustin Hopkins, welcome to the Browns. 3 for 3 on his field goals from 42, from 43, and then one in the 30s. Also made all of his extra points. But this was a game that for a while, as I mentioned, the Browns defense was dominating late into the first half, and it was only 3-0. And then on that final drive of the first half for the Browns, Deshaun Watson called his own number, a quarterback keeper on a designed run from the 13-yard line into the end zone. It was 10-0 Browns. The Bengals would cut it to 10-3 after a short field and a questionable pass interference penalty on Denzel Ward. 10-3, they would not score again. The Browns would get a couple of field goals from Hopkins, and then in the clutch play of the game, backed up in their own end, the Bengals went for it on 4th and 4, and Myles Garrett got the sack, and this place went nuts. The Browns would then punch that in as Deshaun Watson would find Harrison Bryant for his first passing touchdown of the 2023 season. So for the Browns, Nick Chubb over 100 yards. They're now 6-0 against the Bengals when Nick Chubb runs for 100 yards. The Browns are now beating the Bengals in 6 of the last 7, 9 of the last 11, and they will head to Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers on Monday Night Football next week. The Steelers lost 30-7 today to the San Francisco 49ers. So here are the takeaways. Defense, excellent. Offense, some things to work on. 2 turnovers by the offense. 1, Jerome Ford fumbled again, wet conditions. The other, a Deshaun Watson interception. Both happened in Cincinnati territory, and both of them in many ways caused by this. The ball on Deshaun Watson's interception just slipped right out of his hand, right to a Cincinnati Bengal, but the defense held up every single time. They didn't allow a single point off of those turnovers, and Watson had a few balls that just got away from him. I think in these wet conditions, it was tough. Joe Burrow put on a glove at one point. Like I said, he was under 50% completions, but this was the start the Browns needed. They made a statement at home. They did it with defense. They did it with special teams, and then an offense that was opportunistic when things presented themselves really on the ground. They rushed for over 200 yards today. In fact, the Browns rushed for more yards than the Bengals had total yards. They're about 140. What a performance. We'll have full coverage and a breakdown for you on Cleveland Browns Daily tomorrow. Myself, Bo Bishop, and the Hoff, Joe Thomas. It's pure joy, baby. This is what we wanted to see from the Browns. They did it today, but from now on, rain, go away so we can have a party here at Cleveland Browns Stadium.